that children can begin developing speech as young as 2 months old, making cooing and gurgling sounds? We all know that speech is a developmental milestone that is observable, and thus any delay in speech during early childhood development should not be ignored. Many children across the autism spectrum are faced with the challenge to develop appropriate speech to communicate. However, studies have shown that speech and language can be developed in nonverbal children with autism. The National Institute of Child Health and Human Development has listed down the red flags for speech delay that parents and clinicians should look out for in a child. These include no babbling or cooing by 12 months, no gestures by 12 months like finger pointing, waving, and grasping, no single words by 16 months, no two-word phrases by 24 months, and any loss of language at any age. Parents, do take note that it is important to monitor the progress of your child against typical developmental milestones. Here are some tips on what you can do with your child to encourage their speech development. Firstly, choose one language to expose your child to. Trying to get your child to understand more than that will be confusing. Secondly, simplify your language. Avoid long sentences. Use 1 to 2 word sentences instead. For example, instead of saying, "Can you come here for a while?" use, "Come here." Thirdly, comment or label rather than ask questions. For example, instead of asking, "What are you playing with?" you can say, "Oh look, it's a train! Choo-choo! Chugga 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 chugga." That makes it so much easier for your child to reciprocate. And for the fourth tip, always acknowledge your child's input. For example, hand leading or reaching for objects. This lets your child know that you are listening and are interested. For tip number 5, model appropriate language to accompany your child's nonverbal communication. For example, if your child is trying to reach for a toy that is out of his reach, you can always hand it to him and say, "Toy!" Lastly, acknowledge any verbal communication by repeating the words or vocalizations that your child makes. For example, if your child says "buh" in reference to a ball that is nearby, you can always repeat the word and say, "Oh look! Ball!" As a closing tip, set aside some undivided time with your child for at least 30 minutes a day with no screen time. This will help build your child's attention and speech as well. So let us know if this video was helpful, and if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact us through email or through phone.